Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Okay, so last time we spoke about the effects of a person who is chole nefesh. He's sick in his neshama, and in addition to those people who are sick as a result of their bodily functions not working properly, but a person who's chole neshama, the Rambam says he has to go to seek medicine from the Chacham. He's the Rofeh Nefashot, and that's where he goes. So now, no, Chole Nefesh means he's sick with issues that he needs to correct. His midot, his as he's going to give examples now, but as what it is. So he says, "V'cheitzad is halacha bet in Perek Shani of Deot. V'cheitzad hi rifutam." What would be considered the refuah for these people? Mishehu ba'al chema, someone who is a ka'asan. He's very angry a lot. Again, we don't have many of those in our community. Omrin lo, we tell him lehanik atzmo she'im huka ve'kula lo yargish klal. I want you to imagine that if you were cursed by somebody, or if someone came to you and smacked you across the face in public in front of everybody, imagine that nothing's going to bother you. It's not going to bother you. Lo yargish klal. You're not going to feel any effect. Ve'yelech bederech zo zman merubeh ad shete'aker achema milibo. And you walk around with this mentality as long as it takes until the ka'as that is embedded inside of you is removed, or at least it's uprooted. V'im haya gevah lev, and if a person is a proud person, he's arrogant, yanhig atzmo bebizayon harbe. He has to behave in a very belittling way, in a way that is almost shameful. V'yashev lemata min hakol. We want you to sit in the back. We want you to sit at the bottom. Okay, we don't want you up there on the pedestals. Ve'yilbash belovei sechavot hamevazin et lovshehen. We want you to wear things that are degrading. Ve'chayotze badvarim elu ad sheyaker gova halev mimenu v'yachzor lederech ha'emtzait. This will pull you away from the extreme where you currently stand, the extreme of haughtiness, and get you to the middle path, which is the correct path that we spoke about in previous classes. Shehi haderech hatova, that is the right path. Now, once you've been pulled to the middle, because you were too far to the extreme on either side, that's the path that you continue to follow. This is the path that you should take for all your midot. If you are far to one extreme, then you should distance yourself to the opposite extreme. Stay there as long as it takes until you mellow out in the middle. And that is what we call the middle of all midot. Halacha gimel. Ve'yesh deot שאסור לו לאדם לנהוג בהן בבינונית, אלא יתרחק עד הקצה האחר. There are certain midot that even in the middle we don't want you to do. We want you to go opposite from them. והוא גובה לב. One of them is this arrogance. שאין הדרך הטובה שיהיה האדם עניו בלבד. It's not just enough for a person to be anav, ela sheyeh shefal ruach v'tiyeh rucho nemucha limod. He should be of lowly spirit. Okay, he should be a lowly spirit. Meod meod heveh shefal ruach, as the Perkei Avot says, Mishnah Perkei Avot. Meod meod, a lot. Ufichach ne'emar Moshe Rabbeinu, v'aish Moshe anav meod. It's not just anav, it's a lot of anava. ולא נאמר ענב בלבד. לפיכך ציוו חכמים מאוד מאוד שפל רוח, that's in פרקי אבות. ועוד אמרו, also the rabbi said, שכל המגביה ליבו כפר בעיקר. Anybody that is haughty, who is gova lev, is כאילו he's כופר בעיקר. It's like he denies Hashem's existence, because to him it's all about him. It's my actions, everything that I do is what has a direct effect. God is not in play, God is not in the picture, because I'm the one in control. Shneimar, like the pasuk says, "Veram levavecha, v'shachachta et Hashem Elohecha." Pasuk says in Parashat Ekev that your heart will be ram, will be room. La'arim is to go higher. That's haughtiness. V'shachachta et Hashem Elohecha, and that's how you're going to forget your God. Ve'od amru, and also it says, "Beshamta de'it begasut haruach va'afilu miksata." People who have gasut haruach, we put them in nidui. Nidui is like a form of excommunication. We don't want anything to do with these people. So that's a certain midah where we don't even want you in the middle path. Stay away from that. V'chen hakas, he also says anger is another one of those. De'ara hi ad lim'od, it's a very bad midah. V'ra'ui la'adam she'itrachek mimena ad hakatzeh ha'acher v'lamed atzmo shelo yichos va'afilu la'davar she'ra'ui lichos alav. Person shouldn't get upset, even if the matter is something that's deserving to get upset. וכן, אם רצה להטיל אימה על בניו ובני ביתו, או על הציבור, אם היה פרנס. If a person wants to instill fear on his children, or on his students, or on the tzibur, if he was a parnas, yeah, parnas, if you want to instill fear to the kahal. ורצה לכעוס עליהם, כדי שיחזרו למוטב, and you want to be angry at them for the purpose of getting them to be good. Right? You're talking too much in shul and they're getting upset. You want them to come back on the right path. יראה עצמו בפניהם שהוא כועס כדי לייסרם. You give the appearance that you're upset. ותהיה דעתו מיושפת בינו לבין אדם, כאדם שהוא מדמה איש בשעת כעסו והוא אינו כועס. You give the appearance, but deep down inside, you're not כועס. It's not something that takes control over you. Yes, sometimes you have to give the appearance to your student that you're not satisfied with their work or satisfied with what they're doing, but you and yourself are not angry. Amru Chachamim Arishonim, the rabbi said, Kol ha'koes keilu oved avodah zara. Anybody who gets angry is as if he worships avodah zara. Ve'amru shekol ha'koes, and also they said, if anyone that gets angry, im chacham hu, if he's a chacham, chokhmato misaleket mimenu, his chokhmah, his wisdom will be removed from him. Ve'im navihu, and if he's a navi, nevuato misaleket mimenu, he will lose the ability to prophesy. Ubale kas en chayehem chayim. I love this line. A person who is a ba'al kas, a person whose whole life is surrounded with anger, everything that happens, he gets angry about, he has no life. This is a person en chayehem chayim. Everything that is done, it's always something wrong. There's always something that he doesn't like about it, and therefore, how can he enjoy life? Life for this person is always a problem, and it's always displaying negativity, and it's never something that he is satisfied with. So therefore, chayehem en chayem chayim. לפיכך ציוו להתרחק מן הכעס עד שינהיג עצמו שלא ירגיש אפילו לדברים המכעיסין. A person must stay away and distance himself from anger to the point that he wouldn't get angry whatsoever. וזוהי הדרך הטובה. And this is the good path. ודרך הצדיקים, and the way of the tzaddikim, הן עלובין ואינן עולבין. The tzaddikim will be insulted, but they don't get insulted. People insult them, but they themselves don't get insulted. Shom'in cherpatan ve'enan meshivin. People criticize them, but they don't answer back. Osim me'ahava usmechim ba'isurim. Alem ha'katuv omer ve'ohavav ketzet Hashem b'gvurato. So even when they're in times where they are low, because people lower them in the future, Hakadosh Baruch Hu's ohavav, those who love Him, ketzet Hashem b'gvurato, they come up strong like the sun. And that's the true way of the tzaddikim. There's no question that tzaddikim are often belittled and often insulted, and people think of them in derogatory ways. and it's very easy for them to retort and say you don't have any idea what you're talking about, and come back at them with insults. But they take it for the team. Yeah, this is called the smechim ba'isurim. I'm okay with this. You want to criticize? I'm all right, right? And that's the ways of the tzaddik. Dalid le'olam yarbe adam bishtika. Says the Rambam, a person should always le'olam increase shtika, increase silence. Velo yedaber ela o bidvar chokhmah o bidvarim shetzarich lahen lechaye gufo. Person should only speak matters of wisdom, which is matters of Torah, or matters that he needs for his body. Amlu ar-Rav, Talmid Rabbeinu HaKadosh. They used to say about the Rav. Rav was the first of the Amoraim in Bavel. He was a student of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. Shelo sach sicha betela kol yamav. He never had any mundane conversation in his life. Ever. What's the weather like today? He didn't, not even, that was a conversation that was needless. What's the weather like today? I'll go out and I'll find out what the weather is like today. I don't need to know what. That's not something. I'm not wasting my words on sicha betela. Vezo hi sichat rov kol adam. He says this is the sicha of most people. Sicha betela. Va'afilu betzorchei aguf lo yarbe adam dvarim. Even with things for your bodily needs, you shouldn't speak a lot. Okay, you're allowed to talk about it, but it shouldn't be too much. Anyone that speaks a lot, eventually he will come to sin. He will bring sin upon himself. And the Chachamim also said, I believe it was Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Lo matzati laguf tov ela shetika. The best thing I've noticed for my body is silence. Because when a person starts speaking, and often when you start speaking in places you shouldn't, it usually leads to arguments, to discord, and then you start, your temper rises, your blood pressure gets up, and it's never good for your body. Always relax. You think of yourself when a person wants to go through, times of relaxation. And he goes and he practices yoga or meditation or stuff like this, right? Anywhere you go to practice these things, it's always with silence. That's what it is. You may have a little bit of music, okay, but you're closing your eyes and you're in silence. The most solemn experience that we have is our Shemona Esrei, is Amidah. That's the time where we can connect to Hashem more than any other time in the world, because it's bishtika, it's quiet, right? I can focus on my thoughts, I can focus on my words. And that is the trick that was taught to us by Chana, the first person to pray quietly, something that we mimic and we emulate from her, and that's how we connect close to Hashem. So it's best for your body to remain quiet. V'chen bedivrei Torah v'divrei chokhmah yiyu divrei hachacham me'atim v'inyanehem merubim. Same thing when it comes with divrei Torah and divrei chokhmah. And words of wisdom, that the words of the Chacham should be little, but the action should be good. We're taught that when you teach or you review your material to your students, it should be done in a very concise form. You ever read Rashi? You know exactly what concise means, right? He says it in very terse language, and you figure it out. Rashi's actually of the commentaries that explain more than others. If you read some of the commentary of like the Siforno or the Ibn Ezra, they're able to send messages through, five words, and you can go write a whole essay about the 5 words that he wrote. That is skills, a special skill. But if you talk a lot, but the matter that you're trying to address is small, that's called foolishness. And on this, Shlomo Melech says in Kohelet, Ki ba hachalom berov inyan, ve'kol kesil berov devarim. The voice of the fool is one who has a lot of words. Let's do one more with regards to shetika. Halacha hey, seyag lachochma shetika. The fence to attain wisdom is silence. Silence helps you acquire that. Lefichach lo yimahel le'ashiv. Don't be quick to respond to a question. Lo velo yarbe ledaber. Don't, like we spoke about, don't increase your words. Vilamed la talmidim b'shuva v'nachat. Person should respond and teach his students with tranquility, with calmness. Belo tze'aka, without yelling. Belo arichut lashon, and not in a very lengthy manner. Hu sheshlomo omer divrei chachamim benachat nishma'im. The words of the chachamim are heard when they are spoken with nachat. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll continue next time.